I'm sweating.
Now you know why I don't like video calls.
Yeah, I was listening to Anna Faris talk to Melissa McCarthy, and she was talking about how they were like Skyping, and Anna was like, only by the skin of my teeth am I able to have this conversation with you. So, because she was like, I can just see myself, or see you, myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just get a piece of construction paper and put it right here.
Okay, well, we are back with the episode 5 of WandaVision. I guess we need to say our names. There's been a couple comments where they'll be like, well, whoever that is. So,
I saw one on our Riverdale coverage, and it just said, I guess she doesn't like Archie.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, that's not totally true, but that's fine.
There was one
I agree.
On our Blind Manor where it was like, the guy wasn't feeling this episode. Okay, I'm just gonna like bulldoze right into it. That's the only way we'll get through this. So I am a little bit sick, and out of a abundance of caution, we are filming separately. So
and this is our first time filming separately.
Yes, so if it's awkward,
we used to record separately all the time, but this is just the worst so far.
So if it's awkward, that's what's going on. But we're in the show now.
Yeah. Oh, we're in it.
Yeah.
We're really in it now, Ariana.
What is that? You've said it like 3 times.
It's from The Good Place. It's Jason has the Ariana Grande poster in his butthole, and he's just like, oh, Ariana, we're really in it now. And he's just like laying on it.
Oh, Ariana, we're really in it now.
I always imagine that you're talking about Ariana, but okay.
Yeah, it's Ariana Grande, but...
So I basically just wrote down a series of the talking points as things were happening. So, Agnes knows what's up.
I'm sorry?
You want me to hold the babies? Should we just take it from the top?
Oh, for sure. I have thought Agnes knew what was up for like 3 weeks.
But I mean, like, I thought she knew something was up. I thought she could also be a potential villain or a potential mentor.
Sure.
I'm leaning way more towards mentor now. But I'm saying she actually understands the hierarchy. She knows that Wanda's in control. She knows Vision isn't. That's what that's what took me. Because when Vision went off book, she it was weird. I knew that we were going to get something because you don't bring out like a gun like Catherine Hahn just to do quirky with.
Yeah, you don't bring out a gun like and Catherine Hahn, in the credits,
It's really, at least for me, for my money, it's made the first 2 and then 3 episodes really worth it because the weird stuff now is extra weird. Where if we just came out of the gate with her breaking, I wouldn't.
You're right. Her and all the guys and like Dottie and even Geraldine before we realized that she was Monica, like all of them acting the way they do in the sitcom is what makes the rest of it pop in the way it needs to. Mm-hmm. You're right. It's like that's what makes it scary. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it like fascinating to me is that like for the majority of the people, they don't know that something is weird. And it's only when they're encountering like Wanda or Vision in one of these weird scenarios where they're like, wait a minute, something's wrong.
Sure, but it does. I don't know. I don't know that I agree because when they were looking for the dog, the guy was like, well, as long as your mom's on the case, we'll find that. So it's like,
so I do feel because she's controlling all of them, though, I think that they know she is important. I think that's sort of like a prime objective almost, is that like Wanda will fix it if something's wrong, but I still don't think they know they're being mind controlled.
Okay. Because I was trying to think of the scene with Vision and Norm.
Because he doesn't know he's being mind controlled until Vision wakes him up.
But he retains. So when he's lucid, he retains the kind of the memories of the sitcom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like
Monica does too. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're getting into her powers. I'm excited and scared.
Excited and scared.
We've thrown down the word hex a few times. I've talked about how that is a specific. It's called a hex. It's a specific power that she has in the comics that I wasn't sure how they were going to ever do. Within the MCU, and it appears we're going that way. It appears like they're leveling her up to where she is in the comics, because up until this point we were in a very telepathic telekinesis place, which is pretty standard.
Yeah,
but
we get a line in this episode from Monica that says she could have handled Thanos by himself if he hadn't called a blitz, basically. And I was like, oh. That's a lot of power.
Well, we're getting into the matter manipulations and stuff because they said that, because Darcy had a line where Darcy was like, well, she's not manipulating matter, and we found out through Monica's clothes that she is. So that's interesting. I'm so curious as to what her actual end game is. What is she actually attempting to accomplish with this? Like, what happens when they hit the year 2000 and they've gone full, or my lights are flickering. They've gone full, Modern Family or something. It's like, what, which will be in 2 days with this timeline. I'm sort of like,
exactly. I am curious about that too. We're given information in this episode that leads me to believe that she has actually reanimated Vision. That has wild implications.
Well, I think it's the corpse.
So you don't think that he's alive again? You think she is manipulating his corpse but that he has free will at this point.
Yeah, he has to, because he challenged her. That was so cool and funny and weird when she was trying to end the show and the credits keep rolling. I still want to know what the credits are.
Yeah.
Where do those names come from? Are they people in the town? Is there like a cosmic council somewhere? Like, that's...
I think they might... I have no way to back this up. I think they might be people in the town, just because there has to be, obviously, hundreds and hundreds of people we haven't met. They keep saying it's a town of thousands.
But we don't have cameras. There's a studio audience.
We don't have cameras.
And it's the kind of thing that I'm really enjoying this several ways over, but I have seen a little bit of backlash where people are unsold on the actual concept. They're unsold on the fact that we're actually going to get answers. Because I think we're really looking into things in ways that I don't know how much of it is going to pay off in what respect.
So I think we're going to end up in a place that's maybe a little bit better than Lost. Like, I don't think we're going to find out about the four-toed statue, but I think we're going to find out whoever shot the guy in the boat. I think it's going to be like half and half.
Because she actually just straight broke the illusion. And we're 5 episodes into a 9-episode run, so we're halfway.
Right.
Like, and she straight broke the illusion. She came out. She addressed the director as the director. He's full-fledged classified her a terrorist.
And I resist that classification.
Sure, of course, but from his perspective, I mean, there's an anomaly that needs to be handled. I can understand that logic. We're in some real Iron Man versus Captain America.
I really prefer Randall and Darcy and Monica's.
Well, they're at least asking questions.
Trajectory.
It's the impression I'm getting is not that they're unwilling to shoot, but it's that they want to ask questions first.
Of course. I mean, don't you want to find out about, like, arguably the strongest Avenger and find out what is actually going on and has caused her to do this? And he just, like, the way that he was explaining everything in Randall Park was like,
it's an oversimplification of events, but yes.
And I just was like, yeah, man, you are, like, not using your words properly.
Well, and I liked the you want to say pedantic, but the things that Monica brought to the table where she was like, there aren't political implications to this. Like, it's not premeditated. Like, basically she is extremely unstable. She went through an insane amount of trauma. Several ways,
her whole life,
several ways over. And because that's where I thought the sitcom thing came from, was I thought that maybe that was her only reference for normalcy. Was like American sitcoms.
That could be.
And because I used the word assimilation earlier, because it's like her Her accent was kind of back when she was out of.
Yeah.
It was okay. She didn't talk a lot, but I was like, okay.
No. At this point, I need them to make up their mind.
Well, no, but I like the notion that she's choosing to be American in this fantasy.
The sitcom world?
Yeah.
Sure.
That it's this choice, because they've mentioned she's from Sokovia, but it's really interesting. I was also devastated because I thought we had 2 episodes this week.
Me too.
And we did not.
I guess that was just a rumor, but I swear I saw Disney Plus was like, you're getting 2 on Friday, and we definitely just got 1.
What's the dog? Is the dog anything?
I don't know. I don't think he's really anything except for a little bit of hypocrisy from Wanda, just because she's done all these things that are, trying to take her own pain away. And then when, the dog dies from eating azaleas, which is like pretty harsh. And then
the second we saw the dog, I was like, this isn't going to go well. There was just
she's got this whole speech to the boys about how sometimes you just have to like have the sad feelings. And I was like, well, that's rich coming from you.
I am enjoying this, but I'm super curious to see where we're going.
Yeah, I want to know. I'm with you. I want to know what answers that we are gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we buried the lead a little bit with the boys that they they aged up twice.
Yeah.
And they can do it at will. They're doing it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And one of them is the little boy from Haunting of Hill House. The little twin. Oliver Jackson Cohen's, little one.
They're not people from the town. It does seem she's created them.
Which is especially wild because she like tries to make them do some like multiple things in this episode and they won't. They like don't do the thing. Like they won't fall asleep at the beginning. So I think they're a little bit immune to her magic.
This is some real Immaculate Conception shit.
Yeah, I agree. The other thing was when they were like, where's daddy? And she's like, well, he's at work. And they're like, well, it's Saturday. And she goes, no, it's Monday. And they're like, no, this morning was Saturday. Mm-hmm. And they like are fighting her on what the actual thing is. And I think that's interesting, especially because I think probably when she created them, she wasn't anticipating this kind of pushback, and I think it's funny.
Again, I don't know what her actual goal is. I don't know that she consciously created them.
I don't think so either. I don't think she consciously did any of this. I think Vision is right. I think that she sort of accidentally did this and then realized she'd done it, and now I think she thinks she's in too deep.
Okay.
And she can't pull out. Basically, she can't get out of this lie, basically, that she's created. And so I think she's in a really weird spot. But at this point, we know that she knows because she left the simulation and talked to people in our present day. We know all of this. And so now I think she is hard choosing to do it.
Yeah. And they even acknowledged that, because I wondered when she threw Monica out of the simulation.
Yeah.
I was like, how did Monica survive that, going through all those different layers? And Monica straight said in this episode that she chose to not kill me. So
I agree with that. I think, I mean, obviously the director is not a great guy. We can all tell that. But I think I'm way, way, way on the like Darcy, Wu, and Monica team. Like that is where I'm at.
We also got a commercial, a paper towel commercial.
For Lagos paper towels.
And it was for cleaning up messes you didn't mean to make.
Yeah.
Again, I want this stuff to pay off in some way that I'm just not sure how they're going to. That intro, that opening credit segment was heinous.
My God.
Heinous. It was so sincere.
It was so exactly right, though.
I don't know how people in the 80s.
I felt like I was watching 30-something or something for a minute.
It was like,
just so bad.
Making it one day at a time like a family. And
I swear to God, when the digital paintbrush came up and it was like, ooh, and I was like, nope, this is ridiculous.
It was horrible. So the big thing, the big talking point is that there was a guest. It was in the middle of her fighting with Vision.
Yeah.
Which
amazing,
I loved that.
by the way.
Yeah,
amazing
fight. They're good together. They've got good chemistry, but it was Quicksilver, but it was Evan Peters as Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Long lost bro, get to squeeze his stinking sister to death or what?
Oh, cool. I mean, absolutely cool. Not what I wanted several ways over. And it still feels too early to celebrate or the opposite of celebrate. What's the opposite? Concede? I don't know. More. Yeah. I just, for whatever reason, I had decided that Evan Peters was playing Wiccan, her son, like the adult version of her son. Yeah. And like I said in the comics, and I think this is true, I don't know, but I think in the comics, Wiccan is gay. So I just wanted to see that. And then I wanted Quicksilver back. I liked Evan Peters as Quicksilver. This isn't what I wanted.
Just such a different Quicksilver. Like, the Quicksilver from X-Men is such a different character than Aaron Taylor Johnson's Quicksilver. And so I mean, obviously he's still within the world of the sitcom right now, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, but it also is just a little bit disappointing because it's like, that's not the chemistry I loved. You know?
Well, and she's not doing it. Where did he come from?
I'm curious about that as well.
Because Darcy says, did she recast Quicksilver?
Yeah.
Also worth mentioning, Evan Peters portrayed Quicksilver in the 80s. In the X-Men movies that took place in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s.
That's
so
fair.
Is that why he looks like Evan Peters?
Maybe.
Is this in their reality? Is this the multiverse? Like, am I looking too deep into this? I don't know.
I'm thinking it's going to be a multiverse explanation.
I'm excited. I like it. I just really, really, really wanted Aaron Taylor Johnson. I'm a little annoyed that they waited this long to bring this story back up, but I actually do just care so much about it, and the way she talks in this series about Pietro, it makes me want to be like, let's go back to that though. Like, we didn't finish this plot.
We're not done. We're not done.
That's the thing with this episode. A lot of stuff happened. Nothing was answered.
Right. Yeah.
So we're just sort of juggling talking points.
We're just sort of doing a little box step for now. Maybe one of the bossest things ever is that she just, all of the like gun lasers were pointed at her for a minute. You could see them all converging on her. And then she was like, ooh, and like turned them all around on the director. That was pretty amazing.
In the comics, their father is Magneto.
Yeah.
And Magneto did that in the first X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Remember, he turned all the guns.
Homo sapiens and your guns.
It was really. I'm just so. Could you imagine if we got Ian McKellen?
Oh my God! I can't imagine. That feels like it would be too amazing.
So, I was a little disappointed that her costume didn't change. It was fine.
Oh, her Wanda, her
Real World.
What the hell is her name?
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch.
Well, again, that's a thing. They asked if she had an alias, and I thought, no, they have not called her the Scarlet Witch. They haven't.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll come here. I don't know. That feels glib to to name this anomaly the Scarlet Witch. Yeah. It sounds a little festive.
It's a little mean too. It's a little mean spirited.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it for me for now.
Me too.
So,
all right.
I guess.
Once again, I'm week. Kristen.
Yes, and I'm Will.
Not the girl.
So, all right, cool. Well, bye.
Bye.